Another thing we've been talking about in green building circles for a really long time is water use reduction, and this was kind of one of the big cornerstones of the original green building conversation. And at that time we were kind of into talking about reductions, which in some ways it was a little bit of a disservice to the conversation. I think when people hear reduction, they start to think that they're missing out on something, and so we're using less, and I want to use everything that I'm entitled to. And so the conversation in green building now is in my opinion and in my practice, I try and frame it more around the positive side of it. So instead of reducing something, we're promoting something else. And so the more we understand about water use, the more we know it's not just about reduction. It's about understanding exactly what's in that water and the quality of that water as well as the quantity of that water. So the way that rating systems have evolved to kind of accommodate that new portion of the conversation is to look at things like fundamental water quality, to look at things like inorganic contaminants, water treatment, agricultural contaminants, periodic water testing. Nobody does this in their homes right now. Nobody does this in their municipalities right now. But it's a really powerful position to be in just to understand that. One thing we're learning, the deeper we get into sustainability and the further along the environmental movement carries the green building movement and vice versa, the more we know, the better we understand all these things, the more empowered we are to make really wonderful choices, really wonderful decisions. And at this level, when you're talking about decisions in development and on a municipal level and in the built environment, they impact everybody. They touch everybody. So for a municipality, understanding the kind of water that's going out to these buildings that we're providing to people is tremendous. And from a building owner's perspective, understanding the quality of water you're providing to your people, again, is tremendous. And as a homeowner, understanding what's in the water you're drinking is tremendous as well. So all of this is designed to encourage a better understanding, and then for us all to be able to make better decisions about how we use these things. So it's not about using less water, although there's a lot of elegant ways to make wonderful things happen without a lot of water. It's also about understanding the quality of that water and doing what we can to preserve that and promote that. Again, we talk about water efficient landscaping, using native planting types. That's the part of the conversation where some parts of the country are. That's the part of the conversation that took us 15 years to get to. It's part of the conversation that many people have had, many people have gotten on board over. The evolution of that conversation really turns into something like this. What can we do with this water? What can we do with this irrigation? What can we do with this vegetation? There's buildings now that are using their landscaping to treat their gray water. There's buildings now that are using their landscaping, just the plants and the site itself, to treat the sewage that comes out of that building. There's rating systems, just like LEED, just like the Florida Green Building Coalition, that require that if you're going to be certified under that program, that they use that they collect more water than they use and they produce more power than they use. And that's the direction that this green building movement is really going in. It's interesting to think about code buildings and then applying a green building metric or a green building rating system on top of that, and then quantifying it from a value perspective. And so if we understand a code building as the least efficient, least healthy, least productive space that you are legally allowed to have people work in for a certain amount of time on any given day, that's the legal minimum. Anything that goes above and beyond that is better in a lot of different ways, and the work now of the professionals in that community and part of the green building movement is to quantify those benefits, to understand how going above and beyond code, going above and beyond these minimum requirements really adds value, who that affects, how that affects people, and why it's better. The better we understand that, the more we have our arms around those benefits, the more exciting it gets for people in that real estate realm, for people in in that public realm governing municipalities, because at that point you can really take the information, put it out to the public, put a dollar value on it, and start to make a bunch of money. Well, maybe not start to make a bunch of money, but start to make people feel really good and start to feel really good about the services that you're providing, and hopefully make some money.